Awash in a neon cyberpunk aesthetic and built around gladiatorial third-person brawling, Bleeding Edge oozes style from every corner. This 4v4 objective-based action game wears its heart on its sleeve and isn't shy about comparisons to Overwatch, but it tips its cap to Street Fighter just as often. There's a lot to love about its diverse lineup of customizable characters and ferocious close-quarters battlers, though Bleeding Edge's erratic camera and insipid ranged combat are likely to test the patience of even the most devoted combatant. A hero shooter is nothing without a colorful cast of characters. Thankfully, the weird and often lovable fighters of Bleeding Edge more than fit the bill. There are 11 playable fighters currently, filling either a tank, a healer, or damage dealer role. Each character has 3 special abilities and charged super moves unique to that fighter. They're an eclectic mix, ranging from Maeve, an Irish grandma who has a habit of cackling at the death of her enemy,
where you'll find us no one knows,
to Gizmo, a sassy Australian junk tech with a fondness for building killer robots.
Firepower to the max!
Bleeding Edge refers to its cast as fighters, and that's appropriate because combat sure feels reminiscent of a fighting game. If they catch you in a combo, you can use your weapon to parry their follow-up, breaking their assault. Uppercut an opponent to the jaw and watch them fly backward into a wall. And falling flat on your butt is no big deal because a get-up attack will quickly put you back in the enemy's face with force. The result is some exciting and technical duels, and there's even a training mode where you have free reign to experiment with a fighter's toolkit on practice dummies. Both game modes, Objective Control and Power Collection, lean more into the hero shooter side of things. In Objective Control, maps have 3 randomly chosen areas that you need to hold for longer than the enemy team to win. It's pretty bog standard for the genre, but fun nonetheless. Power Collection, though, is less derivative, more like an ultra-violent game of football. Canisters sporadically spawn throughout the map, and it's your job to crack them open, collect the power cells inside, and drop them off at touchdown points to score. If you're killed while carrying power cells, they'll fountain out of you like winnings from a slot machine, adding moments of tension as you run back with your spoils. The thrilling gladiatorial brawls present in both modes, unfortunately, come with a big caveat. Bleeding Edge is all about close quarters combat, so it's disappointing that the camera struggles to keep up with the lock-on mechanic. It's too easy to lose track of what's happening, and not exactly helpful when the enemy team is pummeling you up against a wall and the camera creeps inside your character model. Of course, lock-on isn't mandatory, but without it, there's a lot of fiddling about with the camera as you try to keep up with fast characters who zip around every which way, so it's a lose-lose.
those scoundrels are stealing point C.
Range-centric fighters like Zero Cool, a pro gamer with a healing touch, don't face as many camera woes as their close-quarters compatriots, but they're nowhere near as much fun to play either. Match momentum is all about pushing forward, scraping by the skin of your teeth to secure an objective, and thrashing any fool that gets in the way. So when you're stuck in the back just admiring the chaos unfold from a distance, it's hard not to feel left out. Character augmentation mods, thankfully, can add some much-needed zest to even the dullest fighter. Each fighter has 3 augmentation slots for mods, which can grant either passive buffs like a health boost or ability enhancements like cooldown reduction. If you're a sucker for theory crafting, mods are excellent tools for self-expression, and it's great that you can actually see the result of your tweaking out on the battlefield. Bleeding Edge is an absolute ball when you're clashing swords in the thick of a team fight or tweaking a fighter's playstyle, so it's a shame that frustrating camera and lifeless ranged combat get in the way. There's a lot of wiggle room to experiment with a fighter's toolkit, but its lasting appeal will depend on whether or not you invest time in its tinkering. At its best, Bleeding Edge is a glorious back-and-forth contest of fisticuffs, but too often, it just isn't that. For more on Bleeding Edge, check out our full written review on IGN.com or watch 10 minutes of gameplay, and for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.